Good evening to all as we bring you match number 42 of the Philippines Football League 2024-2025 season. We've got Davao Aguilas and Maharlika Taguig facing off to cap off our Saturday action right here as we jump over to the standings already. And after our first game of the day, where we did see Stallion Laguna FC and Minjola square off, Stallion now pushing the pace and putting pressure on other teams around. And then there's Minjola still at the bottom. But when we look at our teams competing, of course, there's Davao sitting at number 6. They do trail by about 5 points when you look at the top 4. And then for Maharlika, they sit right above Minjola in the bottom spot and will look to grab maximum points in hopes of elevating over to 8th place. Yes, that still may be in the bottom end of the table, but you have to take the points that you can, of course, every single week. And taking it 1 week at a time, just focusing on yourselves as a team. As it is Davao with familiar names, with Maharlika continuing to bolster its lineup with players who have PFL experience actually, and a number of newcomers to the league. A big thank you for joining us, of course, on matchday.ph. This is Clara Manzano to bring you the commentary for this match. So last week, both teams actually did get to compete and maybe shake off some holiday rust and get some chemistry with their new players. With Maharlika, of course, they need all the chemistry building that they could get. But with Davao last game, they mainly fielded holdovers from last calendar year, and it worked wonders for the crew of Coach Aber John Rusgal. But we inserted some new names, big names at the end of last game. There's Robert Lopez Mendy, who is getting the nod to start today, as players are actually lining up already on the track oval, and we are closing in on our pre-match or on our march in right here. Davao, again, as we've said, ranked number 6, Maharlika number 9. A win for Maharlika can elevate them to 8th spot, which is a building block, you could say, for Coach Jung Dong-yu, or Coach James, who is Korean but has been in the Philippines for quite some time. As we said, he is a former FU Tamarao. In his last game, Coach James squared off with his former college teammates or university teammates in Nano Amita and Nicolas Ferrer in that Taguig derby, where Maharlika unfortunately fell 5-0 to 1 Taguig. But now Coach James will face another former another university teammate of his back in the day. There is Paolo Bogas, of course, someone who's been a midfield engine even when he left Davao and played elsewhere during the Philippines Football League. But Paolo Bogas has been around with this squad and has become that building block also of theirs, trying to combine with some of their foreigners who have stayed from 2024. They've revamped their foreign spots, and actually they do have some new names over in the substitutes list. We'll run through that later on during the game. And of course, with this, both teams, as we've said, got games last week. So if we mentioned the last game of Maharlika, and you could argue it is a game to forget, but they can use that, of course, to just build chemistry and cohesion with one another. But with Davao, it was a 3-0 victory versus Minjola, a game that saw red cards get dished out. Yuri Delapo was the man of the match and scored a goal. Robert Lopez Mendy brazen his debut actually for the Davao Aguilas. Will it be another one for him, or will Maharlika come in with the upset, especially with some of their other players now arriving as compared to last week? Teams now are about to take it to the pitch. As once more, it is Davao Aguilas and Maharlika Taguig. Here we go. Let's take a look at the starting lineup of Maharlika, Taguig, and it is their usual names compared to last game. But some people being inserted. A big boost will be Terrence Smith, particularly on defense. Let's jump ship here to Davao, Aguilas. And Robert Lopez Mendy will be getting his first start with his new club. Not his first appearance, though, because he played last week again. Coming off the bench as that spark plug. And they are continuing to field in their local, or a great number of local players again who have been with the club for quite some time. That chemistry continuing to pay dividends. Let's take a look, of course, at our match officials, who are joined by our team captains in Todong Villarreal and Serge Caole. But let's get with it. Check na natin ang listahan natin ng mga match officials. Si Raymart De Los Santos ay ang referee, si Kim Zoren Abuel at sila Hussein Magusara ay ang ating assistant referees o linesmen. Si Chris Mel Cayabyab ay ang fourth official. Si Christian Dale Soriano ay ang referee assessor natin. And our match commissioner ay si Mr. Robin Allen Kainglet. Serge Caole, an impact player actually for Davao in the Copa Paulino Alcantara, and is facing a club, of course, he's had success with. That was in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Yeah, that was in 2023, of course, the last time we held that edition, or last time we held that tournament, actually. As teams now will head over to their final huddles in this game. And Maharlika continues, of course, to prepare in a scenario where preparation time is short. Yes, they got to train for a week before their last game. Now it's 2 weeks of training, but it takes months, sometimes even years, for teams to get accustomed with one another. Maybe that is something that could be pointed out with established PFL teams. There's that continuity with Maharlika. Now they're at the much, or they're in that early stage. But here with Davao, of course, they made a return to the Philippine football circuit in late 2023. And we could say, of course, they're ahead in that process. And we're heavily favored to finish in the top 4 at the least heading into the season. But we did see a disappointment from fans with the way they performed prior to the holiday or ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup break. So they have some work to do, catching up to do in the standings as this game was kicked off. It's Maharlika, Taguig in black and blue, in their black and blue uniforms. And there is Davao Aguilas in their white and blue, with shades or trims of red. Well, it was picked up already right here by the Aguilas. This one was taken. Pero medyo alanganin yung tira doon. That's why it is easily a goal kick right here for Kenry Balobo. Well, not the ideal start if you're Maharlika, because they kicked it off and then just when possession was won by Davao in the deep in the attacking end. So it's Balobo to get their momentum going, hopefully, if you look at it their way. And with the players that we were mentioning, of course, just minimal changes in the starting lineup of Davao and Coach Aber. But here with Maharlika Taguig, some changes. There's Terrence Smith, who is now starting at center back. And going on also with this list of players with Maharlika Taguig, since they need a little more of that introduction as opposed to Davao, there's a great number of former Stallion players, or some players on loan actually. There's Sharalagi and Smith. There's also Lucindo and Demesa, who are actually on loan. It seems the ball went out of play here. That is why it will go back the way of the Aguilas. By my personal count, actually, there's 11 new players on the team sheet here today. You can make it 16 if you include the players who are listed as not playing today. Pag not playing yung mga players dito, they are watching the game in street clothes. and will not be fielded in. There's a difference between being an unused substitute and a player listed as not playing. As JV Caloocaran got this stop, but it went straight to the boots of Jorel Aristorenas. Kaole taking this one, but we saw there was too much height already. That's why there is Dini Watara barking out some adjustments immediately. Will we see the classic celebrations of Dini Watara today? We will find out. That is the case whenever he sees his teammates score goals. And Dini Watara away from the pitch. Also an actor, as we see on local television. Maybe it's no surprise that's why Dini Watara has got the dance moves when they score. JV Caloocaran couldn't get it to Troy Limbo, and was cleared off by Poy Saldivar. Saldivar wanting to get a ball quickly now. Play it quickly, of course. As the flag was raised here, Cababo was looking great there with his confidence on the ball. The flag was raised, as we said and as we saw. Earlier today, it was a commanding result for Stallion Laguna over Davao, or not Davao, but Mindiola. It is Davao was playing now, but the first game did see a massive result for Stallion Laguna over Mindiola FC. And there was no clean sheet issued there, as they threw this one forward. So it's Saldivar once more. Konting banggaan dun. We did see Desmond Engay get into some bumping here and there. Watara surveys showing us that he could distribute. Troy Limbo got a touch, but Saldivar was able to block his path, but it will stay here with Davao. Earlier today, it was an 8-1 result for Stallion Laguna over Mindiola FC in 1991. It was actually 2-1 at halftime before a strong second half start allowed the crew of Coach Ernie Nieras to get into the driver's seat and hit that cruise control button. A big boost there to the goal difference of Stallion Laguna after not being able to rack up the numbers earlier in this season. Davao is a team that would like to boost its goal difference too, as they enter this game at a +2 after scoring 12 and conceding 10. And with Maharlika, they are at the negative goal. We are talking about this, of course, because goal difference is a tiebreaker if teams are level on points. And this is going to be a throw-in, possibly long from what we are seeing. Definitely no cartwheels in this one, like what we'd see with Shabab Pira of Mindiola. But it's going to be sent in now by Richard. Seems they didn't intend to play it that long or that far. It will still stay with the team in white though. That's the Aguilas. That ball sent back to the wing. Kaole in his midfield down for defense. And they'll try to put the pressure. Here's Davao trying to stretch that defense of Maharlika. And there's one player also in Maharlika who's getting to start now compared to as opposed to coming off the bench last game. That is Darlton Digga. But he's not playing his usual wing position. He is at central midfield when we refer to the Cameroonian who played his football with Adamson University. It's with Villarreal. Paulo Bugas got over to Talarok. Bugas. Lopez Mendy. Lopez Mendy versus Smith. Tried to play it into the tight space, but it was cleared. Troy Limbo got to break free from Saldivar. Well, here's more support on defense for the opposing side. There's an extra option with Caloocaran, but it was stopped now. They tried to play this ball through. Machado got it back to Villarreal. It's Machado again. They like to play through him also, other than Paulo Bugas. Tomorrow we will head over to the north of Metro Manila at UP Diliman. That's where we will have our doubleheader, as here comes Robert Lopez Mendy. Thought about it and took it. It was blocked. They wanted a handball, I believe, and that's the call they get. And it will be a free kick. It is within scoring distance from what we can see. Only 8 minutes done and dusted. It's mainly been Davao in control. Maharlika trying to pounce on the counter. And this free kick is a promising one here. It's a chance for Davao to bag an early goal. Here's Caloocaran, Bugas, and Robert Lopez Mendy. Robert Lopez Mendy center, Bugas on the left. This is to keep the keeper guessing, of course. It's the wall being set up. It's 4 players to beat, and then Kenry Balobo. Let's see how this one will go. Lopez Mendy again, the former Kaya man. We felt he was going to take it. Got to test the former teammate actually in Kenry Balobo, who also had the same former club. Kenry Balobo has been the number 1 of Maharlika as of late. That was even before the new year. As there was the probing run from Costa Gonsalves. Wanted to get play back underway, of course, and hope to pick the pocket of Balobo. Machado released it, but it was cleared. Sapal getting involved. Villarreal has to send it high. Lucindo got his head to the ball, but is still with Davao. Smith. This ball, I believe, took a touch from Bugas. Palpalatok getting it over to Cababo. Quite a tumble right there. No call from the referee. We've seen plenty of tumbling actually today. Aristorenas. Sapal trying to keep it. Couldn't do it. Tarleton Diga. Not so sure about his intentions right there. And with that, our referee points to the goal of Dini Watara. And that's where play will be resumed. So just a correction earlier. It was 4 goals for Finn McDaniel earlier today out of the 8 of Stallion, not 5, as I made that counting error earlier. And with that, actually, Finn McDaniel is now tied for top spot with a great number of people actually so far in this PFL season. As there was no call. I believe Davao wanted something there. And going back, we have 4 players tied for top spot in the Golden Boot race. There's Saikuba Sisi with 7 of Manila Digger. They will see action tomorrow. Same goes for Shuto Komaki and KFC Iloilo. Yes, 7-2. Rico Andes and his Loyola FC are resting this weekend. A collision again. JV Caloocaran and Tarleton Digha going at it. And to round up, of course, our top scorers in the league, there's Finn McDaniel with 7 now and joins that party. And we are coming to you from the Binyan Football Stadium. And KFC confirmed that they will be playing their Shopee Cup match next week right here against Lion City Sailors of Singapore. As this is an offside call, it seems, according to our linesman. And that will end that attacking spell here of the Aguilas. Going back, the Shopee Cup game of Kaya FC Iloilo will be their last, unfortunately. That is the Shopee Cup is the ASEAN Club Championship. Unfortunately, regardless of the result next week, Kaya FC will not be able to advance to the knockout rounds of that said tournament. Some head tennis here. And it's Saidi trying to get it going their attacking direction. And Saldivar in Limbo have been giving us quite a matchup here. JB Calocaren gave us that looping ball. Limbo on the left. Costa Gonçalves got into the center. JV. Saldivar. And took a hit here, I believe, to the shin. And yes, players wear shin guards. And those shin guards can only do so much at times. And since we mentioned that tomorrow's games in the Philippines Football League will be played at the UP Diliman, there is Kaya in Cebu at 6 p.m. as there's a long throw from JV Calocaren. Lopez Mendy knocked it back on time to Miggy Clarino. They wanted to reset as there's this ball. A bump to Kenry Balobo. Paolo Boga sends his apologies. It was clear he was going for the ball. And with this, Balobo has the chance to get it to his center backs or to play it long. Options for him. Off of Calocaren, second ball from to Darlton Digga. Cababo. Saldivar. It gets back to him though. Digha. Boga's got it though and will try to get it for Davao. Do know that Yuri Dalapo is on the bench here for the Aguilas. He had to put in a shift last week. Because Davao was trimmed to 10 players. Same actually went for Minjola, their opponent last time. And Yuri Dalapo, the man who put in the double shift or the double time work, not only playing in the attacking end as a winger, but also supporting the midfield, giving it as a 10v10 game. Moon did get sent off. Kaole getting it here, clever ball. Tini Watara did just enough to get the stop. There was the anticipation there. Not just that, of course, but also the uncertainty for the supporters of both teams. A scary moment, though, if you are a Davao supporter. There is that eagerness from Maharlika to strike early in hopes of springing an upset. Costa Gonçalves tried to flick it back, but Saldivar read that number. Or he read that play in the book. Lucindo back to Balobo. Lucindo opted to forego his eligibility in the UAP and turned pro here. Smith gets the stop and he brings in that defensive support, of course, to this rebuilding Maharlika squad, we could say. And with the partnership of Maharlika and FC Vikings, let's see how that will develop. As we could expect to see some support from some Chinese foreign players play here in the PFL. The likes of Lin and Chen are actually on the bench. Also Nielsen. There's Mix de Mesa, who suffered an awkward fall that was last week and had to be stretchered off. It was the knee that bothered him. He did say it was not his knee where he sustained an ACL injury in the past. But he's still awaiting, of course, results. Hopefully it's not an ACL injury here for De Mesa. But a speedy recovery nonetheless. As this ball is loose just inside a 6-yard box of Maharlika in Balobo. And it was desperately cleared off. The player did get hit here. My initial look is that it's JV Kalukaran. And that's right, it was Kalukaran. Hit below the belt. We can describe it that way. And that just happened, of course, with everyone flying, or with boots flying left and right inside that 6-yard box. But it is a throw in here for the crew of Coach Aber Rusgal. With a time check, we're about 18 minutes into this game, and you're catching this contest on matchday.ph. You're asking for a call here, and it is going to be it is possession with Maharlika. There's Henry Balob, of course, will get it underway, and there's Terrence Smith. I'll need to find a way, of course, to get that chemistry quickly. Chemistry not a question for Davao, of course. We do recall again in their return to the Philippine football circuit in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Davao did go to the final, the Copa Paulino. Yes, Davao did go to the final of the Copa Paulino Alcantara and went the distance with KFC, losing the title and penalties. They did get to keep that core from that said tournament. Balobo will get it to Lucindo. The ball to Kaole, who found Tarleton Diga. Something is brewing here on the left. Kaole. He got poked away though. Dini Watara charges off, couldn't get it. I believe this was Saidi. Open goal for the moment. And Guy, well out right here for the team in black. It will be that chance for the teams to reorganize after that stretch, of course. Got the Davao defense working. Let's take a look at the replay. Saidi got to win it before Watara. There was Villarreal and Bogas to do enough. Watara eventually got to recover. The ball was well off. It's about using the chances you have also, whether you are dominating possession or not. Limbo to Kalukaran. You'd often see the supportive family members of Troy Limbo at the games, that is at the venue itself. This is a chance now for Balobo to reset as he got that stop that was very routine for him. Let's see how Robert Lopez Mendy will make an impact, not as a starter for Davao. Well, as a starter as opposed to a player coming off the bench. But effectively, Robert Lopez Mendy is Davao's leading scorer this tournament. But 3 of those goals came while Lopez Mendy was still with Kaya FC Iloilo. And then right behind Robert Lopez Mendy, there's Gabriel Costa Gonsalves with 3 goals in this season so far. With Maharlika Taguig, there is Ahmad Saidi who leads the way with 4 goals, but they've yet to score a goal after the holiday break. There's a long ball. Lucindo could not deal with it. That's why it's a foot race now. Costa Gonsalves will try to make them pay. Well, here's Terrence Smith sending it out, delaying the attack. This has been the ebb and flow of the game so far, with Davao dictating play. They're going for it on the right, but the flag was raised as you saw on the further end. Goalless as we speak again. And it is anyone's ball game. Other than the Shopee Cup, let's also mention the other tournaments. There is the 2025 AFC Women's Futsal Asian Cup in May. That will be in China, but a massive congratulations to the women's futsal team of the Philippines for qualifying. And this is all part of the build-up of the country, as the Philippines will not just be playing in the Futsal World Cup next year, but the Philippines, or the country, will also be hosting it. There will also be the Go Time Cup for the men's national football team and the Filipinas, the women's team, in September, as we saw the reports online and the news online, to be precise. There's the Southeast Asian Games in December. That is where the U22 men's national team will get to play. And there will be and it's actually the senior women's team that suits up in the Southeast Asian Games. For the men's competition, it's U22. So also be on the lookout for players who are eligible to play in the Southeast Asian Games. This is a proving ground, after all, when we talk about the Philippines Football League. As Bugas got this in the center. The Bisaya connection here. Troy Limbo will run now with the space available. Robert Lopez Mendy on the left. Lopez Mendy, diagonal ball over to Costa Gonsalves. It's hit low though, not enough support. Kenry Balobo just casually securing it with his boot. And in March again, later in March, the Philippines so far, it seems, will host its opening game in the Asian Cup qualifiers round 3 versus Maldives. As here's this ball into the goalkeeper area. Saldivar will secure. He's got Machado though, trying to dispossess him. Kalukaran, it's 1 and 2. This side does not favor him in terms of numbers. A little bit of those veteran moves, delaying the game, taking the throw in. Kahit hindi bola nila when we talk about JB Kalukaran and Davao. And it's a throw in for Saldivar. He's been one of those key guys so far in this game. If they can turn it up, they could possibly seal control of this one. Same can be said for Davao, as you could see at this rate they could deserve the goal a little bit more, or more than Maharlika, with the way they've been dictating play. But as we said, it's about using those chances again that you have. Still goalless after 25 minutes in this game. It was headed by Lucindo. Smith only put height on that ball. Robert Lopez Mendy was trying to take advantage of that. But offside again here versus Lopez Mendy, who is furious. Robert Lopez Mendy, other than being a long timer in the Philippine football scene, has that overseas club experience again, as he was with Cayo and did compete in the likes of the AFC Cup or even the AFC Champions League, which is now the AFC Champions League Elite after competitions were rebranded. Tarleton Diga almost won it. He was up against Jomaray Sapal, but Davao's teamwork got it here. This ball to the middle. Kalukaran versus Abo. Flicked it here. Fantastic stuff, but there was an even better stop from the Davao captain today, Todong Villarreal. We know that he is an enforcer when it comes to defending, so we do not have to question his willingness to put his body on the line. Seemed there was some miscommunication between Saldivar and Abo, but it eventually becomes a corner for Maharlika. Based on the players we are seeing on the pitch, it seems that there is that advantage in terms of physique and height for Maharlika. And perhaps it's about these matchups here now. Paulo Bugas gets this, no teammates ahead. Now he has one. Sent to safety by Palpalatok. Kaole sending it. Chested though by Sadie. Not Sadie, but Engay to be precise. And so whistle goes Davao's way. Veteran moves, taking it quickly. Balobo out of his box, getting a stop. Hit Lopez Mendy. That's why it's a foul against the keeper. And Balobo gets a yellow. He is in disagreement there. But this is big. Well, Robert Lopez Mendy is down. This is big, of course, because you do not want to see anyone get hurt on the pitch. But these things would happen given that it's a contact sport, of course. Well, we know Lopez Mendy is built tough. It's okay to continue. Darton Diga trying to put the ball a few feet back. But there's confirmation on the yellow card on Maharlika's goalkeeper. And here's Gabriel Costa Gonçalves to take this. We are almost at the half-hour mark. It's been Davao getting the ball up, but they want to turn out more shots, of course. Let's see if this will be the moment for Davao to get on the board, or will Maharlika get a stop again. Costa Gonçalves, the Brazilian, stands up here to this one. The 26-year-old, a chance to put this one on the board. Takes it his right, it was low. Kalukaran couldn't secure it, got a boot to it though, but his touch was loose. That's why they're starting a foot race. Sadie got it, but Boga secured it along with Richard Talarok. Miggy Clarino sent this ball out. His teammates wanted better there, of course. He sent his apologies and just played the safe game there rather than gift it right at the center. Ristorenas. A little bit of back and forth. It's in the middle now. Clarino had to clear it. Lopez Mendy versus Smith. The matchup here with some strong, towering players. Diga got clipped from behind. And still with Maharlika though. Paulo Bugas wants to change that along with Troy Limbo. And that is exactly what they do as Kalukaran got to clear it. We are halfway into our second match week of the 2025 calendar year. As you see, Terrence Smith again, his last stint with Stallion. And up until this point, Yuya Kuroyama of Manila Digger, who departed the team, still leads the league in clean sheets with 4. Jun Badelik has 3 so far of Dynamic Herb Cebu. They'll be competing again against Kaya FC Iloilo tomorrow. Tomorrow's games will be played at the UP Diliman Football Stadium in Quezon City. Well, you can catch the games on matchday.ph if you cannot make it to the venue. And there's the call, as we evidently saw. Right behind Yuya Kuroyama in terms of clean sheets. June Badelik has 3. Same goes for Roberto Llamas of Stallion Laguna. Henry Bandiken of Taguig, and Bini Watara also have 3 each. So a clean sheet today for Dini Watara will actually get him tied on top spot. That's when it comes to clean sheets, of course. Well, that's in barometer for goalkeepers and defenders as a whole. When you look at it, actually, it's not just about the keepers themselves, but their back line. Throw-in taken. And there was Saidi trying to get forward. Diagonal ball to Abo. Kalukaran read it. That's why here comes Troy Limbo. The touch too heavy though. And Troy Limbo, a player, of course, who returned to Davao this PFL. Well, Limbo and Bugas have that connection again. Limbo was also bagged or gotten some offense going this season. He has 1 goal so far in this season. He'd like to make that more, of course. But let's also take a look at the assists category, and we did some reviewing. And not just because of his performance last weekend, but Oli Bias leads the league in assists with 4. Well, here's a shot taken, saved by Watara, and then eventually cleared out to the side by Richard Talarok Jr. His brother Cart will not be suiting up today, or did not suit up. He is deemed as ineligible. He is serving a suspension after accumulating yellow cards according to our team sheet. And there's also Moon, who is ineligible because he got a straight red versus Minjola FC. But for Maharlika, no players are suspended, but there are a number of guys or players who are listed as not playing, as there's that collision. It's not looking good, but Ngay got into a hit here. And it's a yellow right here. Tesmon Ngay. It was JV Kalukaran who was knocked down. And that was while Davao and Maharlika were trying to duel for the ball inside the goalkeeper box, of course, of Dini Watara. Davao were desperate to get that out. Kalukaran is okay to continue. He has that youth and national team experience too. And he's also shaping the future of Philippine football as a coach. I believe Kalukaran was clipped there from what I saw on the replay. What is Dini Watara to continue? It's Davao Aguilas, UMak FC again in white and blue. With some shades of red. It's Maharlika in black and blue. Sky blue to be precise, so we're still able to differentiate these teams clearly on the pitch. Here comes Kaole. Wants to get them that knockout punch. Ngay, loose touch. Abo versus Kalukaran. Abo has the front foot here. Eventually offside right here against the man who's getting to start at right wing for coach Jong Dong-gyu. Less than 10 minutes remaining until we head over to stoppage time in this first 45 minutes. And this is the second game again of your Saturday PFL double-header. Earlier today, Stallion again crushed Minjola FC 8-1. And it was Finn McDaniel who led the way with 4 goals. He almost made it 5, but got his penalty denied by Joshua Halog, who came off the bench for Minjola. And in that game, of course, between Minjola and Stalin Laguna, Minjola, the brave man, did get a consolation goal courtesy of Shabab Pira. But at that point, when they did score, they made the game 2-1. But it was that second half that just spelled the difference here between the two teams. But here in this game again, between number 6 Davao and number 9 Maharlika, goalless as we speak. Both teams got opportunities to knock on the door. Davao is coming off a win again, so you could favor them in terms of momentum. But Maharlika, as we've said, have brought in a great number of new players with a change in management. Saldivar to throw in. And the chance now, Saidi got it over. Kaole gives them the punch here. It's a goal. Serge Kaole and his crew, they're feeling it. A goal here late in the first half. It means the world to them. Kaole again, a holdover from the team, a veteran presence. Also got to applaud the unselfish play, the eye of Saidi to set that up. Kaole just hit that in like a knockout punch. We have confirmation of the goal once more of Serge Kaole. And it is his third of the season. And it's Saidi actually, the team's leading scorer, who set up Serge. What's important there is that if you look at it in the perspective of Saidi's, not him scoring, but making sure that they got that goal as a team, regardless of who scores. 1-0 here for Maharlika and Coach Jung Dong-kyu. That's Kaole again. Villarreal didn't get the stop though. It's 1-on-4 favoring Davao. And it's a throw in here for Maharlika, who are playing from left to right, and they are in black. Davao in white and blue. And we're just having a check also on this downed player. I'll try to check who is down actually. No, but as we said also in the early stages of this game or right before the game, Maharlika, the team out to come up with an upset, given that they are ranked below Davao. Although Davao are the stronger team on paper, they did not live up to expectations according to fans with their performance earlier in this season, which was right before the Christmas break. With more time together, of course, and plenty of local holdovers, this is the chance now for Davao to pounce. They won their game last week. Will they make it 2 straight? We'll find out, of course, because there is this test as they face a revamped Maharlika squad. Maharlika, as we've said, trying to kickstart things. And as Kaole actually was down on the ground. We also mentioned the players not eligible who are serving a suspension today for Davao. But the players for them who are listed as not playing are Johan and Katarinin. But for Maharlika, there's Hermida, Lin Chen, Nielsen, and Demesa. Demesa, though, has a knee injury, and he said that they are still going to confirm if it's an ACL or not. Hopefully it's not the case, of course, as he's trying to recover as fast as possible. Now, with that spell, it is a corner kick for Darlton Dika. It's Dika to send in an in-swinger. That's with his right foot. All field players of Davao inside the goalkeeper area. Costa Gonsalves headed it out. This was hit here though, but it is last touch against Maharlika. Watara saw it was off, and he let it go out for a goal kick. And a win for Davao today will allow them to close in on the number 5 team, which is Cebu so far. I do note that there's a difference between the number of games played from each team, but that will eventually even out after some time. Lucindo put in a defensive header. Palpalatok just knocked it outside. Palpalatok versus Costa Gonsalves. The Prior victorious there. And we mentioned what will happen if Davao will manage to get the win right here. If it will be Maharlika who will be able to spring up an upset, they will improve to 8 points and will leapfrog over the youth national team and will now sit in 8th place. And the youth national team will be playing tomorrow actually at the UP Diliman Stadium versus Manila Digger. And that game of theirs will be at 3 p.m. As here's Mickey Clarino, and he is busy and sends it out. That game between Digger and the youth national team at 3 p.m. will be the curtain raiser tomorrow because FC and Cebu FC teams would compete on the continental level. Will square up at 6 p.m. the main event this weekend. You can catch those games, of course, on matchday.ph. And do subscribe for your football action. This free kick to be retaken. As play resumes. Costa Gonçalves, options left and right. Troy Limbo cutting inside. Paulo Bugas joining the left also. Saldivar. He did get to delay Bugas, whose cross was stopped by Lucindo. Talarok. Costa Gonçalves, a collision. And our referee points to the spot. Davao in applause. And then you see the disbelief from the players of Maharlika. We'll try to take a look at the replay, but it was Costa Gonçalves, the number 9, who was floored, or the man donning the number 9 jersey. Here's Saidi. I'm not sure if it is the boot actually. Costa Gonçalves. But it is a penalty here won by the Aguilas. And it'll just be Kenry Balobo to beat now. Our referee Raymar de los Santos will just be setting this up. And here's Saidi and Costa Gonçalves. I believe it is the extension here, so warranted the foul. So it's a familiar man. It's Robert Lopez Mendy. He's gunning for his 3rd goal as the Davao Aguila. But he has 5 already so far this PFL. Once former teammates with FC Iloilo, where they picked up a championship, of course, or where they picked up silverware. They're now foes. Is it Lopez Mendy or Balobo? And the save right here by Kenry. He's feeling it. Hopes of a win still carry on here. Hopes of a clean sheet still carry on. It's still early on in the game, but that was a penalty, of course. That's as close as it gets. A replay here taken low. Kenry Balobo got to guess the move of Lopez Mendy and dove to his right. And this one was cleared off by Aristorenas. A veteran there coming up big. They want to stop the momentum that is still with this Davao squad. A bicycle kick though was off already. It was Costa Gonçalves. He's got to be frustrated because he won that penalty. It was missed, unfortunately, by Robert Lopez Mendy. If you're Davao, of course, you would have hoped that it would be 1-1, but it's 1-0 here for Coach Jung Dong-gyu and his crew, Maharlika. And while the penalty was being set up for Robert Lopez Mendy, we did get confirmation that there'd be 3 minutes of additional time. 1.5 minutes done and dusted already. As Kenry Balobo will resume play, and we are closing in at the halftime break. Machado, he fell a little silent here in the late stages of this first half. Villarreal, the clearance. It's a no man's land, that's why Saldivar just let it roll out. Referee Raymar de los Santos did say that it is Davao ball. I believe Saldivar thought that was Maharlika's. As here's Troy Limbo now, out wide. Low cross, Balobo to stop. And he got to clear it. Not clear it, but save it. Well, Lucindo was close to booting it long, but it's into the safe hands of Kenry. Balobo getting distance on that volley. It's to Darlton Digga. Kaole. Digga. Played out wide. And it's outside though. Costa Gonçalves. A push from behind by Darlton Digga. Advantage play, this guy, tough to floor. That was a foul nonetheless, but advantage as they said, or as our referee said. Machado over to Clarino. His brother OJ is on the bench. The Clarino brothers still play together last week. But that is the halftime whistle right here, and it is Maharlika Taguig who leads Davao. Davao Aguilas UMak at the moment 1-0. Something that Serge Kaol is upset about, but he did make it 1-0 earlier, courtesy of that assist from Ahmad Saidi. And there you go at the break. It's 1-0 for Maharlika and Serge Kaole. Still so much to play for right here, but we'll be back after this break, of course, because we still have the second half of action in your 2024-2025 Philippines Football League season.
Cameraman. Sinabi niya nga. Cameraman. Sinabi niya nga. Wala talagang direksyon eh. Sige daw ang cameraman eh. Siya ilaban niya yan. Penalty. Wala talagang direksyon eh. Sige daw ang cameraman eh. Siya ilaban niya yan. Penalty. Wala talagang direksyon eh. Sige daw ang cameraman eh. Siya ilaban niya yan. Penalty. Wala talagang direksyon eh. Sige daw ang cameraman eh. Siya ilaban niya yan. Penalty. siya yung laban niya na. Penalty. Wala talagang direksyon eh. Sino naman cameraman?
We're about to conclude our halftime break right here in our Philippines Football League match between Davao Aguilas UMak FC and Maharlika Taguig FC. And we are seeing that right 4 subs about to take the pitch. Our coach Amber John Uruzgal. And the players, as we see, there's OJ Clarino, Uriel Dalapo, the man of the match in their last game. And there's Mike Menzi, who is also a new signing. And there's also a new foreign player to the Philippines Football League scene in Manvidas Tinxis, who is from Lithuania, according to his profile here. He was born, of course, in his home country in Palanga. And he has experience playing in Europe. Will this be what Davao is looking for as they trail 1-0 at the moment? It was Serge Kaole who found the back of the net earlier off the assist of Ahmad Saidi. And here we go. We are about to finalize or make these changes official once players step on the pitch. And it is unexpected, actually. Paulo Bogas was one of the players subbed. JV Kalukaran too, as we are running through it at the moment. Auriel Dalapo, a usual starter though for this Davao crew. A player again was called up to the national team and was part of that squad in the recent ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. That is for the Philippine men's national football team, of course. So here we go. Our venue announcer just running through the changes. One of them, Richard Talarok. That's the third sub we've identified, or third player subbed off. Also, Jomaray Sapal. He ends his day early after getting his second straight start into his evening. So in came OJ Clarino, Muriel Dalapo, Mike Menzi, Manvidas Stinxis, who is from Lithuania, and in came out came JV Kalukaran, Chomaray Sapal, Richard Talarok Jr., and Paulo Bugas. It's a shocker, we will admit. Let's see Paulo Bugas get subbed off, of course, with his influence in the game. Villarreal, the defensive header. But it was knocked here. Diga, tight space. A switch here, the high looping ball. And Menzi versus Abo. Saldivar. And cleared off here by Manvidas. And flag points the attacking direction here of Maharlika. Well, that is quite a statement from Coach Abrin Davao by subbing off 4 players. Digha to Kaole. Dalapo poking it away there. He gets the stop, but you need his impact on offense. It's in the early stages though of this second half. Palatok. Masyado stop or repelled the throw in. Stinxis. Saldivar. Chested here though by Engay. Counter-attack time now for Davao. The ball ricocheted off a man though, and Limbo could not chase it, but it will stay with them. And the throw in. You need time with the ball if you're Davao. You're playing catch up. You want to build your confidence. Dalapo. Referee says to get up. And Urias furious with that non-call. And it's Balobo here. He resumes it. Smith. Lucindo. He's got Robert Lopez Mendy chasing him. Darlton Digha. 1 and 3 there in that quadrant. But a hit here. A collision. It's OJ Clarino, who ran into Ahmad, not Ahmad Saidi, but Desmond Ingay. He's been on the receiving end of some hits actually. The play will continue. Davao in white and blue. Maharlika in black. Over to Stinxis. Booting this one long. Will it run out of space? That is the case here. That is what we anticipated. Played short here, but it's backed with the feet of Balobo. Smith. Last game, Maharlika started Cooper Ross alongside Enzo Lucindo, the pair with the average age of 19. And with Smith, he brings in some of that experience. Across here, header off the crossbar. A chance on the rebound. Goal line saved by Menzi. Header again into the goal and in. And it looks like it's Dalton Digha. Oh my goodness, bringing out the Sioux, and the crowd was feeling it. Dalton Digha, big in the university stage, coming up big again. Now it's in the pros. Here's Kahole across. They hit the crossbar. And another one here. It was denied by Menzi. But Digha being scrappy, hustling hard. Sent it in. 2-0. Brings out the Sioux. Gotta talk about the situation here. It's number 9, Maharlika, who leads number 6, Davao. And that was quite a statement from Coach Aberuzgal, changing 4 players at the half, so that leaves him with 1 sub left. Palpalatok to resume. So earlier, Serge Kaole made the game 1-0. And then now it is Darlton Digga who doubled the lead, gets them an insurance goal. That's much needed. That was much needed if you're Maharlika. What a big blow if you're Davao, because you're caught playing catch up coming out of the halftime break. Well, you see the momentum now going to the team with the lead. Saidi got it, wanted to get it to Abo. Abo has helped stretch that opposing defense. But Mike Menzi, someone tough to beat. Menzis are tough to beat, of course. Machado to Dodong Villarreal. And it's an all-Filipino center-back pairing, or it's actually an all-Filipino backline right here for Davao. We'd see this also from time to time with league leaders Kaya. If we look at the back line actually of Maharlika this time, as we just mentioned, Davao's 3 of 4 defenders for Maharlika Taguig are actually Filipino, and in the lone foreigner for them, being that anchor, is Terrence Smith, and he has that task of stopping Robert Lopez Mendy, who is his matchup right now. Todong Villarreal, Yori Dalapo, he's in the middle hoping to influence the game more. Yes, OJ Clarino sending this one though. Clever ball, but it was not enough to truly trick or catch Henry Balobo flat-footed. And now he'll try to connect with his offense. Low volley getting distance. And the touch here, it was by Abo. No teammate forward. Plenty of power on that ball, given it was off the volley. Lopez Mendy chested it. Troy Limbo. Some controlled aggression here, but getting it up quickly. Lopez Mendy versus Smith. Lopez Mendy got space. Got to cut it back. No teammate to receive it. Troy Limbo was close though. It was collected though, on time to get the stop, but it was gifted back. It was Saidi who did get that stop, but gave possession back to the Aguilas in the midfield. Villarreal, will they cycle? Seems he thought about playing it long for a moment, especially when you have a guy like Lopez Mendy. Well, here was OJ Clarino. Palpalatok did the job in denying him, of course, and staying in his way. And some time wasting from Balobo, given that they are in the lead. Just 9 minutes into the second half, and you can feel the intensity further. Even the early stages of the game, of course, with this game being goalless for the first half hour or so. Saldivar. He has to run back though, because here's Troy Limbo unleashing himself. Still with Limbo. Numbers here though favor Maharlika, and that's why they try to cross it in right now. Flag is up though. It was right before the shot. Costa Gonçalves got it on target, but the flag was up already, as we saw. Well, we are not sure if Kenry Balobo was hit here in the process. That was while they were dueling for the ball. Well, some minutes will be taken off the clock here, though, given the circumstances, because it is a goalkeeper who is down. And here was Dalapo. Clever ball, screwing the defense, but it is offside.
Foul.
I'm not sure where Balobo got hit, though. But it is his right leg that is bothering him. But looking at the starting list of Maharlika Taguig FC, there is Javi Coscolwela on the bench. Well, he's yet to see action for Maharlika after transferring from Loyola FC in the middle of last year, which is 2024. With Balobo back on his feet and will resume play as expected. The time is ticking right here, with the team leading, of course, and in this case it is Maharlika. They're going to manage this game at the least. But this one was played short, but they're booting it long with Balobo. Didn't get distance, that's why there is Machado trying to pounce. Dick Stinxis. Chested by Dalapo. Shot taken here though, but it was off target for Machado. He's in disbelief, of course. He would have made that 9 times out of 10. You see, of course, the influence, the quality from Dalapo also impacting this game. But they have their work cut out. It was a goal again from Serge Kaole that broke the ice in the first half. That was at the 37th minute. And a goal from Tarleton Diga again was what made it 2-0. Some quick passing here. Kahole. Diga furious. Machado calming him down. Diga still furious. Held at the head, saying he was held at the neck though. This game getting heated. And it's back-to-back close-fought games for Davao. Close-fought games, heated games, emotional ones too. And if you're Davao, you have to stay calm, because you're the team playing catch-up. And Dalapo got a yellow. And it's Serge Kaole on the ground. Machado, one could say, with the sporting intentions of helping him up. And if you can also look at the other side, as getting Kaole back on his feet so that they could resume play immediately. Because time is against Davao. If you're any team playing catch-up, of course, time is not your friend. But play will resume with this free kick on the left. And it's going to be Tarleton Diga. And Diga, the Cameroonian. So some adjustments made by Diga. Diagonal ball. Mike Menzi got to it. A foot race now. It was last touch against Davao though. And you see how the pace of this game has changed, of course. It's a bit of that stop and go. If you are Davao, you want this game to flow, of course, and get plenty of attacking opportunities, then test the keeper, and then pull one back so that you're within shouting or striking distance. Confirmation once more on the card, the yellow card of Yuri Dalapo, the Philippines international. A foul throw here, though, from Saldivar. It's the first time in a while, actually, that we've seen a foul throw from a throw-in that is not done in a tumbling or cartwheel fashion. Speaking of cartwheel or tumbling throw-ins, of course, we'd see that from Shabab Pieda of Minchola. 2 games played, 5 tumbling throw-ins or cartwheel throw-ins. 3 of them actually foul throws, I will say. Villarreal. Lucindo got his chest to it. Dalapo will try to resume quickly with the throw-in. Clarino. They want it with Costa Gonçalves because he has that heft. And then there is a foul here. It's Costa Gonçalves winning it. And it'll be a free kick this time around on the opposite end. It's Davao with a chance to come up or get a shot on the board and hopefully, in their perspective, get it past Henry Balobo. But if you are Maharlika, it's about holding on at the least. They've got a cushion. And it's going to be Troy Limbo. An hour already has elapsed in this game. As Balobo tapped it away now. Open goal though because he's on the ground. He is in pain. But Maharlika trying to get it out of the clear. Limbo. But things in this array though, because we're coming off a set piece. I believe this is the recurring issue of Henry Balobo earlier. It was the right leg earlier though. I see cramps on both of his legs here though. That's what we are seeing for the moment. If it is cramps, there's nothing you could do for a quick solution. Spray can only get you so far. But if you are Maharlika in this perspective, you do not want to sub off Balobo, who saved the penalty already in this game. Referee Raymar de los Santos reminding him of the time also. And if you are Davao, of course you want to continue to test the keeper. And in this scenario, possibly take advantage of the situation in the sporting aspect of getting shots on target. Some urgent adjustments being made here for Davao and Coach Aber as they figure in this 2-0 hole. There was 1 goal conceded in the first half and then another one here in the second, in the early stages actually of the second half. 4 subs were already made by Davao at the halftime mark. Saidi and Diga. Just not a word there. The play will continue now. Machado to Clarino. So the 2 Clarinos actually are playing in the back line. Miggy at center back. Well, OJ you could say at wing back actually. Miggy bringing it up. Mike Menzi. Troy Limbo. Yep, to play it long. And Smith gets the clearance. No subs yet here for Coach Jung Dong-kyu. Let's see how he'll respond to the initial changes. Well, he has opted not to respond to the change in personnel from Coach Aber. No seen to the header, but it's with Saldivar And then a whistle here though against Davao. But it's another player dropping down right here. And some stretching here. You could hear it from the crowd, of course, and what they said. We can be straight to the point, of course, with when a team leads, they'll up to waste time. And that's got to be the case in this situation. And it's got to be cramps right here now, but if you're Davao, precious seconds are being taken off the clock. Needs to look again at the second goal of this game. Plenty of last-ditch defending. But eventually Darlton Digha put that into the back of the net. The man pictured here, and he was being stretched out for cramps. But now Maharlika down to 10 players temporarily. And they resume this one now. It's courtesy of Lucindo. Ristorenas. Todong Villarreal got it out. Menzi to OJ Clarino. Kaole to Chase. And Kaole winning the duel there. That is why it will stay with them. Palpalatok assessing his options. And Digga is back in the game also. You see the contrasting agenda, of course, from the two teams. The sense of urgency from Davao. That intention to manage the game or slow it down and put the ball out of play at the least. If you are Maharlika, they have the luxury of managing the game, given that they hold this 2-0 lead. And a big thank you, of course, for joining us on matchday.ph for this Philippines Football League matchup between Davao, currently in possession in white and blue. They're playing from left to right, and we've got Maharlika currently defending, trying to hold on at the least. As it's with Robert Lopez Mendy. Still with him, trying to take on the back line. Shoots! But there was the stop though from Palpalatok. What is Machado versus Kaole? These two have been going at it, of course. But does Villarreal keep it in? Not the case. But here is the first change of Maharlika. We see Frank Isaac Ano being at the half line, and he will enter for Desmond Ngay. So Frank Isaac Ano from De La Salle University and is making his way onto the pitch. He's tormented opposing defenses, particularly in the UAAP. He also did with his stint with Loyola FC before becoming a free agent for a moment. And then he is back in the PFL scene with Maharlika. But as we speak, of course, a third player for Maharlika getting himself stretched out. It is Poy Saldivar, who's been playing right back for them. And if we look at it again, statistically or in the standings, it's number 6 Davao versus number 9 Maharlika. Right below Maharlika, our bottom dwellers, Mindiola FC, who lost to Stallion 8-1 earlier today. Now, when Mindiola did score, they made it a 2-1 game. But just 6 unanswered goals There were 6 unanswered goals by Stallion Laguna in the second half. Hence the home team, of course, bagged the win, of course, because this is where they train almost on a day-to-day basis. Another player who will actually enter the game and is at the 4th official stable is Nathan Rillo Raza. As here comes Ano now. Watara secured it. What a close one here. Well, we do see that Maharlika is still down to 10 players. Saldivar may have to be subbed out. But just going back, Nathan Rillo Raza will enter the game. So Rillo Raza had or previously played in Taiwan. Well, right before heading to Taiwan, he was with Stallion Laguna in 2023. As here comes Costa Gonsalves versus Smith. Still with him. It was off though. Off of a Maharlika player. It was Gab Abo, a winger, dropped all the way down to help defend given the circumstances with no right back in Poisal Devar. But here's the change. It's not a like-for-like substitution because Rillo Raza is more of a central midfielder. And then Saldivar is right back. So let's see the adjustments. So we could say it's a welcome back to Nathan Rillo Raza playing Philippines Football League action. Rillo Raza, Filipino, who grew up in the United States. If this one rolls out of play, it will still stay with the Aguilas. But it's at the back now. Menzi. We actually cannot wait for the battle of Davao and Kaya. You'll have Mike Menzi play against his brother Odi Menzi. And then there's Paulo Bugas of Davao, who will play against his younger brother Cholo Bugas, who is with Kaya. Then you have 2 sets of brothers here. Aztec Stinxis was decked. What a welcome to the PFL moment for him here by the returning Nathan Rillo Raza. Nobody would like to be on the receiving end of a challenge or a bump like that. It's just wall being set up. The pace of the game has truly changed. Elbow to the chest. But get this actually. Stallion Laguna played earlier today. And that was their first game at the Binyan Football Stadium since December 13, 2023. And in that last game actually, that was the last time that Nathan Rillo Raza played at this stadium. That's because he played for Stallion, of course, as Dalapo almost floated this one in, but a collision right after. A close one here. Anticipation for Davao fans. And then you could feel the tension for the Maharlika supporters. A clever play here. Dalapo got it off, and then a collision between Dalapo, Yuri, and Smith. But it's still Smith who is down as we are already in the 75th minute. About 15 minutes until additional time right here. And if we look at our statistics again, who are the players to beat when we look at the big picture of this PFL season? Saikuba Sisi of Manila Digger, Shuto Komaki of Kaya FC Iloilo, Rico Antes of Loyola, and also Finn McDaniel of Stallion. All have 7 goals each, their respective names. So that is the long answer. Who is the current leader in the Golden Boot race? If you want the short version, it's 4 players tied at 7 goals each. Well, Robert Lopez Mendy is close by actually with 5 goals and counting. But Lopez Mendy has yet to score today. He did score a brace last time though. A dream start for Lopez Mendy with his new club. Dalapo versus Aurelio Raza. Saidi, but it's with Troy Limbo now, moving through the center. Dalapo, and it's versus Kaole. It's cleared off here. Not exactly that knockout punch you'd usually see from Kaole figuratively on the pitch with the way he'd impact the game. Lopez Mendy, Lucindo reading this one. And you see that chemistry now with Kenry Balobo. Well, as we jump ship though, we talked about goals earlier. In terms of assists, it's only Bias of Taguig who leads the way with 4. And then there is a long list with 5 players with 3 assists each. Action in the midfield. It was poked away though. Machado from Costa Gonçalves. It's still with Machado. They shoot here, and it sails just wide though for Gonçalves, the Brazilian. Frustration kicking in. He's had some chances in this game, and he hasn't been able to put them away. But if you're Davao, you'll take goals from anyone. And if you're Maharlika, the grind continues in hopes of protecting this lead at the least. They did bag an insurance goal. A 3rd goal can actually put it away or be the dagger. The next goal here, the most important one. We mentioned what will happen if Maharlika bags a goal. If it's Davao, the pace of the game will change, or it will even go closer their way to their objective. With clean sheets, as we've said, it's Yuya Kuriyama of Manila Digger who still leads the way. Kuriyama with 4 clean sheets. Now with that also, Kuriyama actually departed Manila Digger coming out of with the transfer window. Now we did see on social media that Michael Asong will return to the pitch.
Hi, excuse me.
Build up now from the back. As of late, we've been seeing Davao win it in the middle or in the midfield. Machado. Will this chance to build up from the back boost the squad now who are in dire need of a goal? Lopez Mendy. How often do you see him, of course, be on the receiving end or getting swarmed or struggling with defense normally? Lopez Mendy with his pace would make it look like a walk in the park, we will say. But the time continues to tick. Our goal scorers again so far in this game are Serge Kaole and Tarleton Digha. And looking at it, actually, it's the Cameroonians who delivered the scoring here for Coach Jung Dong-gyu in Maharlika. And we did see the introduction, though, of Lithuanian Matvydas Tinksis. Shrieks here in fear as Watara loosely secured that. It's been a tough day for Davao overall. And if we actually dissect this team sheet of Davao, there's a newcomer also in Anton Ganas, who was born in Pagadian City and is actually Filipino Kiwi. Uncertainty now here, ping pong. This one will ping pong. It came off a Palpalatok. But just going back, of course, a new player on the bench is Anton Ganas, a Filipino Kiwi, and he is actually 20 years of age. And of course, with this being a year for the Southeast Asian Games, there's the lookout even more for young players, given that the SEA Games, as it is called, is a U22 tournament for men's football, but for women's football, it is actually a senior competition. As we see a double change here for Maharlika, they are putting in Santi Rosales and Marvin Angeles. Rosales playing against his former club, but he was already with Maharlika. He was already with Maharlika in the first half of this season. The play will resume here with this Miggy Clarino free kick in the midfield. It may not be from striking distance, but you have to use all the opportunities that you have. And this is something, of course, that they're able to rehearse with plays in training. In comes Marvin Angeles. And the time ticks now. It's 9 minutes remaining. We did say earlier that time is very short. Our time will go by really quick if you're Davao. Time will just ticks much slower if you're Maharlika on the other side and currently defending a 2-0 lead. And it was actually, or we also do recall that Henry Balobo had to come up with a penalty save to deny Robert Lopez Mendy. And at that point, actually, it was 1-0. So a chance gone begging for Davao with that not just being a fantastic with that not being a fantastic opportunity in open play, but a penalty, of course. But this seems like an obvious card for Nathan Rilloraza, not going in the way of the free kick, but literally poking the ball away to delay the game. He's been that guy welcoming Madvidas Stinksis of Lithuania. Earlier, we saw that collision between the two. Lucindo, the defensive header. Kaole got it here now to Abo. And Abo was one of the holdovers of Maharlika. Was actually, you could say that things have been paying off for him because he has this opportunity where he's figuring now into starting 11. What he carries on now. It's Davao playing catch up in white and blue. Maharlika in black. Well, with the flow of the game, it's been Davao's offense versus Maharlika's defense. As here's his ball that's loose now. You do not want to give opportunities like this to a guy like Frank Ano. He has that danger, of course, but it's a save from Watara. And similar also. And there's on the other end, it will be Robert Lopez Mendy. Dalapo versus Rilloraza. Quite uncharacteristic, actually, looking back at the style. Or quite surprising when you look at the style of Nathan Rilloraza. With him being inserted off the bench, he's turned out to become their enforcer. Or do you say de facto enforcer? Because he'd be one of those playmakers back in the day with Coach Ernie and Stallion. And it's a corner here now. It's Clarino and Dalapo. Work cut out for the defense of Maharlika. Davao's offense has been working and working, but have no goal to show for it. These two teams need the points to catch up or play catch up to the top four. Now here comes Ano. Was this some bumping? I'm not sure. There's the clear bumping. Not so sure about pulling though. All of this just happened quickly. Ano is down. Aristorenas bringing the veteran moves to the much younger Dalapo. Well, here's Ano down. Ano was almost in the clear in that scenario. And also threatening Dini Watara again. And he's come off the bench in hopes of changing or making an impact. 5 minutes remaining. And it's a 2-0 lead for Maharlika Taguig over Davao, thanks to goals from Serge Kaole and Tarleton Diga. And back in his feet, he was this battle between Ano and Clarino, arms flying everywhere. Both players showing us their core control. Collision between the two. And so Ano found himself on the ground. And similar to earlier, Maharlika will be down to 10 players temporarily. And by my count, actually, Davao still has one more substitute available. They made 4 changes at the halftime break. With those 4 changes made at the halftime break, it seems that Coach Jung Dongdu, Coach James, put in his subs much earlier, so they are a lot more fresh. That's why you've seen Ano trying to make runs, and then you've seen Rilio Raza become the de facto enforcer. Well, here is Machado. He whipped it in. Lopez Mendy desperate to keep it with them. And it's a throw in. And Mike plans to take this one long. Lopez Mendy. And then it's cleared off by Rilio Raza. Abo. Well, this ball rolls past or bounces past the touchline. Both teams desperately making adjustments. Palpalato got his boot to it. It seems that Palpalato is in pain. He's trying to soldier on. Clarino got hit here right after the cross. Costa Gonçalves, Kaole. And clears it to the side. 2 minutes remaining until additional time. And it seems that we are going to get a card for that play earlier on the right. And then it's a yellow. It's a yellow against Brian Palpalatok. I believe that was the late challenge on OJ Clarino. Both teams giving the roll, throwing everything that they have. You gotta love these games, of course, where it's all to play for. Well, is it going to be that slow burn for Davao, where you're searching for a goal to no avail, but there is still time, but it is running out. If your Maharlika is grinding it out, since they have this 2-0 advantage. Maharlika, the underdogs, heading into this game, as we've said. Will it be an upset? We'll find out. Don't you forget that we have a doubleheader tomorrow for PFL at the UP Diliman Football Stadium. That is in Quezon City. There's Kaya and Cebu playing at 6 o'clock, and then there is the youth national team in Manila Digger who will play at 3 p.m. This one cleared off. It's still in play though. And knocked back to Dini Watara. And here's Ano trying to put pressure. Miggy Clarino. Yori Dalapo. Will he connect with the other Clarino brother in the pitch? That's Nathan Rilio Raza extending his arm here. That's why Dalapo is furious, giving him an earful. The two going at it. Well, with the throw in, they just break that up. And cleared off. I believe it was mishit by Palpalatok. You could hear celebrations from the Maharlika bench for that stop, actually. Parang naka-goal. As there is a yellow issued to Costa Gonçalves And it's 8 minutes of additional time. This one far from over. Here's a look at this play. May have been a boot close to Talapa too, actually. Our linesman, Kim Zorin Abuel, appeared to spot something from Costa Gonçalves. That is why the Brazilian was given a yellow card from our referee, or our main referee, Raymar de los Santos. And you're catching this one on matchday.ph. A big thank you for joining us. This is Clara Manzano on call for this one. And we will have Shopee Cup here at the Binyan Football Stadium next week. Also, do follow Kai FC Iloilo's page. And we are saying this, of course, as they are the representatives of the Philippines Football League, as they are competing with Southeast Asian rivals in the ASEAN Club Championship. As here's the early cross from OJ Clarino. Machado takes things, but it's knocked back. Things looking more difficult, or it was changed up because here's Ano just causing havoc in the attacking half of Maharlika. He's actually their only player as of late who has entered the half line. As here's another long ball. Clarino got it to Lopez Mendy. Wanted to connect with Audi. Not Audi, but Mike. I beg your pardon. It went off for a Balobo goal kick. You can see the game management from the veteran. We'd often see game management from teams in the lead. But a win here for Maharlika, should they hold on, will elevate them to 8th place as they sit in 9th at the moment. Maharlika with 5 points thanks to a win and a draw, or in 2 draws rather. Uncertainty now in the midfield. And the last time actually that Maharlika secured a point was when they battled to a 3-all thriller with Minjola. Maharlika and Minjola actually fierce rivals. Angeles. A sandwich though. And a clearance again from Palpalatok. It's desperation time from both teams. You could see the passion, the drive in the two squads. But what a run right here now. Abo getting forward. Took a fall. This one is goal bound though, but easily picked up by Watara. But you want to get the ball going the other way if you're Davao. Well, that opportunity for Maharlika was looking promising for them. See Yuri Talapo, of course, he's been bodied up by the much older players. Well, he is also a marked man with his ability to influence the game, and with how he is, and with him picking up national team experience as of late. Well, here's Balobo, could not get a stop, but his ball just went out. We're not sure if he got his glove to it. And the last time actually that Maharlika did win was in the early stages of the season. That's where their lone win came from. It was a 4-1 win over Loyola FC. And we're about halfway through additional time right now. Balobo is the goalkeeper, out to control this game. And what a matchup it's been, of course, right here at the Binyan Football Stadium. Well, will it be a miracle from Davao? Because do note, if they want to rescue a draw, it's 2 goals. 1 goal is not going to change the result of the game. It can change the be momentum though and get them back into this one. But time is running out. There's 3 minutes remaining in additional time. The Lapo versus Rilio Raza. Yuri got to break free using the space that he has to his advantage. Palpalatok got the stop. Saying it didn't come off of him. I'm sure the Lapo would have said the same. But our referee said throw in. Dick Stinksis. Lopez Mendy could not get to it because here was Balobo again. And he'll take precious seconds off the clock. That's what they've been doing as of late, as they're out to secure this upset again, as we've said. Mike was sent away by Kahole. 2 minutes remaining here now. And with the way it's looking, it's Maharlika. 1 foot, of course, on the W. And don't you forget, it's only your Saturday PFL action. We still have more games tomorrow. The unsuccessful overhead kick here, not exactly a bicycle. That was from Abo. Was trying to keep this away from Machado. Talapo. Costa Gonçalves. Smith a clearance again. And celebrating every clearance here. Machado. Villarreal. Villarreal. It's still a throw in for them though. And with attacking chances, they mainly got in the way of Davao, but with the limited chances they got to score, Maharlika put them away. And that's why it's 2-0 again. The goal scorers this evening, as we've said, one from Serge Kaole in the first half, and then one from Darlton Digga in the second. And then there was the big penalty save of Kenry Balobo when the game was 1-0. When a chance gone begging if you are Davao, because that penalty of Robert Lopez Mendy was denied by Balobo. Once teammates, of course, with their previous clubs. But just to go back, of course, Lopez Mendy and Balobo teammates in their previous club. Just to correct that, of course, in terms of grammar. As this takes a bounce, Watara. Apo there to change it up. And given how they're desperate, it was an overhead pass. But it is the full-time whistle right here at the Binyan Football Stadium. An upset victory for Maharlika Taguig over Davao Aguilas UMak. You see what it means to them. You could feel and see that emotion when they scored the first goal of the game. Not just the first, but also the second. There's the man who made it 1-0 earlier in Serge Kaole, their captain, the Cameroonian. And Kaole's compatriot Darlton Digga made it 2 to give them a cushion. And that allowed them to manage the game. That is how we ended up with this result, 2-0. As we are going to confirm our man of the match in a bit, of course, and honor him. Oh, what a game right here, but PFL action is not over actually this weekend, because we still have our games tomorrow. KFC Iloilo at 6 p.m. will square off with Dynamic Herb Cebu, and there will be the youth national team and Manila Diggers squaring off at our curtain racer, which is at 3 p.m. Now we will give it to our man of the match, and we are seeing that it is Serge Kaole. It seems right here. Kaole gave that knockout punch, figuratively, because that was a big goal that just altered the course of the game right here. The opening one, the opening goal for him. Not his first though this season. We have confirmation on our score. And there's Serge Cowley and Tarleton Diga. Confirmation on the scores again. We also have to give honorable mention to Henry Balobo as goalkeeper, of course, with that magnified role. He was big, of course, as they held on to protect this 2-0 lead. But that does it for this evening right here, or for your Saturday Philippines Football League action. And it's 2-0. Maharlika Taguig FC with an upset victory over Davao Aguilas UMak. 2-0 at the Binlan Football Stadium. And a big thank you for joining us on match day 98. This was Caro Manzano, your commentator. As I've said again, we will see you tomorrow.
Sunod naman cameraman. Ano siya laban niya na?
Uy, uy. 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 Ayaw talaga sa kanila. Di na gano'n ito. Sabi yung boss. Sabi di kita yung puno, sabi boss. Outside.